What is going on YouTube? Hannah making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we're going to be looking at XRP, Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and if we have time, the S&P 500. Specifically in today's video, I do want to talk about the very interesting patterns that are forming on cryptocurrency. For those of you that are, just signing into today's episode, you'd know that Litecoin is pretty much pumping ever so slightly today, up 11%. But most of the cryptocurrencies are kind of staying stagnant, not really moving in really any direction at all. So in today's video specifically, I really do just want to talk about these cryptocurrencies, figure out whether or not XRP is going to continue to correct lower, or are we going to actually shoot up to the upside. Otherwise, if you guys are new to the channel, definitely make sure to smash that like button, as it does help support the YouTube algorithm. Make sure to follow me on Twitter at CryptoVOfficial. Make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications. This way, if you are new, you'll always be updated with the most recent content. Otherwise, let's jump right into today's episode. Alright guys, so yesterday's video we discussed XRP Ripple. You can see it's happening again. I'm buying in. Basically, this is in regards to the fact that the market looked like it was going to correct lower. The market started to reverse downwards ever so slightly, and it looked like a key time to buy in preparation for a reversal back down to our closest support. Now, I do just want to jump right over to that and discuss what exactly I'm referring to. Now, before we do that, I do just want to look at the current coin market cap, get a general analysis of what exactly is happening. Now, notice most of the cryptocurrencies on the 7-day have pretty much, flatlined out by now, where most of them are pretty much just up maybe 5% at most. But for the most part, everything's pretty much trading sideways, even on the daily, except for the Litecoin chart. Everything's pretty much trading sideways, no real movement, up maybe no more than 1%. And that's pretty much about it. Everything flatlined out is a very interesting trend for today's market. So let's just put it like that. Specifically, to go over the Bityard chart that we have pulled up here, you can see that on Bityard, we've been tracking XRP, getting ready to when the next buy-in is. And as you can see, I think we're getting closer and closer to when that market is going to hit. Yesterday's candle actually hit resistance up here at 26 cents. Or sorry, we got close to this downtrend. We hit it and then corrected lower. Now we're currently hitting this resistance and starting to kind of recede back down as we hit that. So it's interesting to my, outlook, and what I'm trying to see is I do believe that we're probably going to see that reversal happen soon. This is going to be a key indicator for another buy-in opportunity for you guys and basically short the market. What I mean by that is, as I zoom in, you can see where exactly I'm referring to. So you can see that we pretty much have a massive symmetrical triangle, and we have this sideways channel. Now, this is XRP to Tether. Don't get it confused with US dollar. But you can see there's clearly bottom supports and resistances all throughout this channel here. Now, notice as we start to get intertwined with this, we're hitting this top resistance. There's a good chance that we're going to bounce off this coin and reverse downwards in the next couple of days. Now, how would I profit off of a short like this? The cool thing about, Bityard is the fact that you can actually short cryptocurrencies. So you can see that because it does support XRP, not only XRP, but all these other cryptocurrencies here, it opens the doors to pretty much being able to short the market. So notice, just leveraging it by 25 times, we can then short it by 2,000. Since I do have more than 2,000 in my balance right here from profitable trades, we would create the short at 2,000 and then click sell. And basically it would create a position here where we're basically, analyzing the market and assuming, making a generalized guess or a guess that we've used based on prior knowledge to guess that the market is going to reverse downwards. If the market does decide to recede downwards, we would be making profit off that downtrend. Obviously, if we reverse back upwards, we would obviously come in a negative and we would lose money. That's why you can create a stop loss after creating the live position. Once that position is created, then you can create the stop loss on that coin, which is definitely something we can do in a later video. Not only that, they do also offer a demo account here, which we've been using on the channel for quite some time to basically show you guys how easy it is to profit off of movements. Now, basically, I had a guess with you guys, basically to show you how easy some of these trades are and how profitable you can make it. We started with a balance of $100,000, and we're now at almost $102,000. So we've almost made $2,000 off of just the past couple of trades. So it's extremely easy to do. Now, don't get this confused. Oh, well, he's got 100,000 to play around with. We've literally just been making trades off of $2,000. We've been using $2,000 as a median right here, trading around with $2,000. $2,000 can make you $1,700 profit in literally just a couple of hours, depending on how much you leverage trade it. So it's pretty great. Otherwise, I did link Bityard in the description down below if you guys wanted to check it out. But just to jump back into these other cryptocurrencies, you can see why I'm so big on the potential correction in price. You can see basically the way we're so overextended on the MACD. I mean, we look fine on the RSI, but it's mainly the fact that we're hitting resistance here is why I believe there's probably going to be a reversal and a short to the downside. I mean, we can test it out. I can show you guys how to create a short. There's no problem with that. Obviously, you can check out my Patreon too if you're interested in learning my trades. I did link that in the description down below. But basically, you can see that every time we hit this resistance right here, we correct lower. It's literally every time. Corrected lower. We've hit it here and corrected lower. So there's a good chance today's candle is not going to close above here and we're going to correct lower. Now, I don't want to just dive right into the market based on just one coin looking at this and analyzing this. We have to look at the other cryptocurrencies. You can see within Ethereum, we're also getting kind of stuck right here. We're kind of about to become overbought right now. And the fact is we're hitting a resistance at this, at this sideways trading resistance line. And you can see there's a good chance this is going to break bearish and correct lower. If that does, the rest of XRP and the other cryptocurrencies will do the same. Now moving on to Bitcoin to discuss Bitcoin's chart, you can see we're also showing what appears to be a potential reversal candle forming right now. The fact that we're extremely overbought on the daily and the fact that we're starting to see this, uncertainty candle forming right here, this doji, does give us a sign of a potential reversal as well to the downside. Obviously, if this happens, a lot of these cryptocurrencies are going to, plummet down with it. So we do have to spend quite a bit of time analyzing this. And I really, we can look at Litecoin breaching above its downtrend. This is great. It's nice to see that we did this. I was gambling that it was going to head lower. It didn't. We actually are staying above the moving average, which is great. So I do believe we're going to just continue to trade around inside this moving average for a little bit. And I do want to look at the S&P 500. I really do want to talk about all these cryptocurrencies before we dive, right into one specifically, because I do believe they're all fairly, accurate and will help us basically gauge where the rest of the market's going. So looking at the S&P 500, you guys can see for the most part that it looks like the candle wick is forming a resistance and it's pretty much correcting back down and receding back down below an 11-year resistance. You can see what I mean by that by pulling up the monthly chart. As you can see how this loads in, you can see for the most part since all the way back in, 2011, the correction happened back in 2009. So it really doesn't matter if we extend this out. It makes no difference. The top is what I'm referring to. But since then, in 2009, that's when the bottom support started. We do have a trend line up here at the top as well. But for the past, I'd say, 9 to 11 years, we've had this massive symmetrical or this massive ascending, channel forming on the coin. And the thing that surprises me the most is that people still think it's profitable to invest in at the top. It's very surprising because every time we retest that, we end up correcting lower and we all profit off of this in a short, and hopefully you guys aren't buying in at the top. Now notice there is definitely times in the past where we've traded on top of this resistance for a long time and just trended sideways from 2013 all the way to 2015, just 3, 4, 5, 2 years of just this consolidation and great gains, but eventually we corrected lower. Now, I don't see any reason that that's going to happen right now. If it does, we'll obviously, buy in and just ride the wave for the next 2 years. But for right now, I don't think that's going to happen. As you've noticed, as time has slowly consolidated, we've eventually, corrected back down below here, hit bottom support, blew back up, and every single time since then that we've hit this resistance up here, it basically flew us down lower. Every single time we got rejected and we fell down lower. So the fact that we're once again hitting this resistance, it makes no sense that we're going to stay this high. It's possible we can consolidate on here, but it just doesn't look like the past where we've pretty much were just flatlined off the price and we just slowly went higher and higher and higher year after year. These candle wicks are much more aggressive. They have much more play and power, and there's much more volume inside of them, which is why I believe they're not going to stay like this for long. Just as quickly as we went up, I believe we're going to head back down. So I really want to see how exactly we're going to trade around with this. Are we going to double top off of here and then break down lower? That's pretty much what I'm riding on. I do believe that this resistance is going to cause a fall in the market and a pullback in the market. So I'm gambling on the fact that this coin is going to reverse downwards pretty much after the election happens. So Yes, the election did happen. Yes, there was a potential news candidate, that was picked, but we did not see who exactly has won it yet. Nobody was sworn in to inauguration, so we'll have to pretty much wait and see. So, depending on all that stuff, those are some pretty crazy things in the media. We have to wait for the dip to happen. What's also interesting is the amount of people that have said to me, oh my God, I made so much money off the rise. I'm thinking to myself, what money did you possibly make? If you've invested in this months ago, we've literally just fell down from the previous high and went higher up. Yes, we did hit an all-time high. I would like to say we did hit an all-time high, but we're pretty much all the way back down lower than, the last time we, retested this resistance, which is what I expected. Every single time we retest here, there's more opportunity to head ever so slightly higher. Obviously, if we move on to, November of 2021, it's going to be an all-time high regardless. But the fact is we're hitting resistance and there's a good chance we're going to see a reversal back to the downside. And that's pretty much what I'm waiting for. So I don't have my money invested in it yet. I will be buying in soon because I obviously would like to see this. But it doesn't make sense to be buying in up here when we have all this room to, to fall lower exactly like this or exactly like this. So I'm pretty much waiting on the drop to happen. I'll buy in over here. If we head lower, oh well. And then eventually we'll steer back up. So it'll be a great run, and I'll obviously update you guys. Otherwise, that's pretty much going to wrap up today's video. I mean, I know there wasn't a ton of content on XRP, and I'm sorry about that, but I do believe that the market is going to short, and I do believe we are going to correct lower. Otherwise, that's pretty much going to wrap up today's video. If you are new to the channel, definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up, as this does help support the YouTube algorithm, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Peace.